All right, hello everybody. Um, I've gotten everything set up here. Um, what we're going to do is some stretching exercises. So try not to lose control. Okay, on the floor here is a blanket warmer. It's technically a cover, uh, so you can get used to it. You have to get used to my homes. There's a ton of birds always flying around, so you have to get used to the fact that the wind actually literally blows hard enough to go through brick. So, we're at this particular time of year where that actually happens a lot. So, let's go ahead and continue. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. Try not to be surprised too much. Give me a second. I have to set this up. Well, I did. Okay, so I don't know if you're gonna actually get me in this picture, but I just want to show you that you can do stuff like this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start stretching. That's all we're doing here. Now, if you've noticed, if you put your hands under there, you can actually get it properly. Um, Basically, all we're doing here is stretching, anyways. So I'm gonna lift my jogging pants up a little bit. Um, Hopefully, because technically I'm supposed to be one of the, um, well, technically everybody's supposed to be getting the same thing going on. I still haven't figured out how that works, where you can actually put ads onto your video, and using it to sell them. I had to learn how Google does the analytics. So, um, with that aside, I've ran constant tests. Um, what we're doing is we're actually stretching. That's all we're doing here. I don't know if you can actually see me, so I'm guessing you can actually see this part of my leg. Well, there's tightness here, and as long as you let that tighten up, you won't be able to do an effective kick. Now, what we're doing today on Mondays only, right around this particular time frame, it's not going to last that long, so don't worry about it. Right along this particular time frame, we're going to do some just basic stretches. And with this particular stretch here, um, what you need to know is that, um, well, let's just do it, okay? I want to stretch here, and if you notice that I can stretch past my foot, okay? The whole purpose of that is to show you that you have to stretch your legs out if you're going to be doing any sorts of yoga or any of those type of things. And what we're focusing on is actual martial art. And then to me, this is discipline of your body today. Okay? So, I just wanted to clarify that. So, I'm going to move my right leg forward here. I'm going to sit this one back. This is technically an old technique used in school. Now, if you're hurting under here, you haven't stretched long enough. Okay, there's something else that you may need to know is that your knees may be hurting, so are your feet and the instep of your foot, which is this part of your foot. Now, as I said before, you may not be able to see me completely, so I'm going to move this over just a little bit. So, see how that hurts? And that's another thing. Moving your leg in adjacent areas will tell you certain things. Okay, I want to get down to some things that you may not be aware of. Now, what I did was I went this leg going to the side here. And I only got a few more minutes before I have to end this video. Okay, so I'm going to turn this way so that I can do the other one. And this time I'm going to keep this leg here and then do this one. So this is the second part of this leg going this. So what you're doing now is you're focusing on this part of your leg. Okay? You may not feel anything here. However, this side of the leg is getting what it missed before, which is that end part of your leg. Okay? It is severely injured. So it has to be healed. All right, let's continue. Okay? I'm going to lift up just a little bit, and if you notice that I can do that, being flexible is one of the things that you have to be in yoga. Okay? Now, this may be considered a Pilates stance. So someone taught me this a few minutes ago, a few years ago. So I'll go ahead and move on. Right? So I'm going to do this. And now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so I'm going to keep this leg stretched out just a little bit. If you notice, something is going right here. All right, so now that we've done that, check this out. We're going to immediately go back to doing this. Okay, and I'm going to lean forward just a little bit. Down, 2, 3. All right, now you know that your knees are hurting and the insteps are hurting along with the underneath part. Now it's very important because if you don't stretch, you might end up finding something you don't know about your feet. Let's go ahead and move on to this part. Now we move forward just a little bit. If you notice, we went back to what we were doing before, but it looked weird. It seems like we hadn't done it. So let's just go ahead and stretch a little bit. All right, so now that you know that, we're going to switch into this direction and finish it off. But didn't you notice something just now? Try not to miss it. You may need to go back and it may still trick you for a few more moments. But then again, you're worried about other things. So let's continue, okay? Close look at the camera a little bit, trying not to jerk. I'm going to move over just a little bit more. If you notice, you need to be good here in order to get these down. Now keep in mind, further. All right, so I'm going to move back forward, and if you've noticed, they have to be properly set straight. Not most people know how to actually do that particular technique. So I'm going to go ahead and get in this kind of condition here, and then we're going to do this number. Okay. All right. Some new stuff for you. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera in a certain way. Now, I've only got 3 minutes left, so I got to hurry. So please pay attention to this one. This is very important. Everything had already been set up originally. Now, let's just get this down really quick. I'm going to measure it a little bit. As I said before, you have to do things at a certain time. And one of those times is like right now. So I'm going to do this for a few moments. Okay? And then I'm going to switch up. All right. As I said before, you have to be very flexible. All right. So, perfect. Keep those kicks in mind as we're going to do some things that were old. All right. So, see you later, everybody. Today was about leg stretches.